Barbara, the cat who taught me patience and love. The first time I heard Barbara's story, my heart sank. She had been found lying beside her dad, who had passed away, and she stayed there faithful for nearly a week before anyone discovered them. When her family realized they couldn't care for her, they brought her to a shelter. And that's where the unthinkable happened. Barbara was labeled unadoptable because she was aggressive and was placed on the euthanasia list. Thankfully, Beth Stern heard about her and pulled her into a foster program. That simple act saved Barbara's life. When I saw her photo and read her story, I felt something stir deep inside me. I couldn't explain it. I just knew I had to apply to adopt her. Something told me she deserved another chance at happiness. The day Barbara was brought to my home, I was both excited and nervous. I thought I was ready. Truth was, I wasn't. The moment she arrived, she bolted straight into my closet and wedged herself deep into the floorboard. That became her hiding place. For an entire week, I barely saw her. She only crept out at night to eat, drink, and use the litter box.
Hi. Hi, baby.
It was hard not to feel discouraged. She didn't want to look at me, listen to me, or even acknowledge that I existed. Honestly, it hurt, but I couldn't give up on her. Every day, I sat quietly in that room, speaking softly just so she would know I was there and I wasn't going anywhere. Weeks passed. Slowly, Barbara began testing the waters. She'd peek her head out, her eyes wide with suspicion, but trust didn't come easy. If I got too close, she'd lunge, hissing, swatting, even chasing me across the room. I'll admit it, I was scared of her too. I wore knee-high boots just to keep my legs safe. Then one night, everything changed. Around 3 a.m., I woke up to the faintest sound of purring. I opened my eyes, and there she was, sitting right next to my face, her little nose pressed against my chin. After all that fear, after all those weeks of hiding, she chose to trust me. I'll never forget the warmth of that moment. From then on, the wall between us began to crumble. Today, Barbara is nothing like the terrified, angry cat she once was. She's almost too affectionate now, what I jokingly call suffocatingly loving. If I pick up my phone, she squeezes herself into my arms like she's saying, "Put that down and pay attention to me." When I work, she curls up beside me. At night, she presses so close, it's as if she wants to attach herself permanently to my side. But the greatest lesson Barbara has given me is this. People often rush to have their emotional needs met by their pets. We want comfort, companionship, that instant bond. But animals who've been through trauma need something different. They need time, they need space, and they need us to let them decide when they're ready. Real love isn't about forcing closeness. Barbara is 11 years old now, entering her senior years. She's fragile in some ways, but stronger than I could ever imagine. Before me, she spent her whole life with her dad, just the two of them. His coworkers told me his desk was covered with photos of her. He adored her. And now, she's my whole world. She only bonds deeply with one person, and somehow, she chose me. That's a bond I'll cherish forever. Together, Barbara and I have helped rehome nearly 50 animals. She's become my partner in this rescue work, a living reminder that every animal deserves healing and a second chance. Sometimes I wonder if she carries a piece of her dad's spirit with her. So if you're thinking about adoption, especially of an older pet or one people say is difficult, please don't give up too quickly. Don't let fear or frustration close your heart. These animals aren't broken. They're simply waiting for someone patient enough to see past the walls they've built. Barbara has taught me that love isn't about fixing an animal. Love is sitting with them in their storm, waiting quietly until they're ready to step out. And when they do, the love you receive will be deeper than anything you ever imagined. If Barbara's story touched your heart, I'd be so grateful if you liked, shared, or followed for more stories like this. And if you're ready to open your home to a rescue pet, do it with patience, compassion, and a long-term commitment, because sometimes the soul you rescue ends up rescuing you right back.
Is he giving you kisses?
Hey, Cora. Wow.
Crush and Cora, love that started in a crib.
Oh, yeah. Oh.
Hey,
Easy. Good job. Good boy, Crush.
Every morning, before the sun even rises, a soft, furry figure waits patiently outside the nursery door. That's Crush, our cat, our tiny guardian angel waiting for one thing only, his little best friend Cora to wake up. To us, Crush isn't just a cat. He's been here since the day we brought Cora home from the hospital, a quiet, steady presence that somehow seemed to understand that the tiny bundle in our arms was his. From that moment on, Crush claimed her as his sister, his responsibility, and his whole heart.
Crush missed you. Napkin.
The second Cora stirs, before we can even reach the crib, Crush is already there, a soft rush of love leaping toward her. And every morning, he begins his sacred ritual, gently licking and grooming her baby-fine hair. It's a tender, almost reverent sight, as if he's helping her get ready to greet the day. Crush has done this since Cora was a newborn. He's never missed a single morning. It's as if deep inside he knows, this is where I belong.
What is it? Good morning.
After that, the two just lie quietly together, Cora's tiny hand resting on Crush's soft fur. She babbles in her secret language, and Crush listens, eyes half closed as though every sound she makes truly matters. Those peaceful moments are their own little language, one only they can speak. When it's time for breakfast, Crush walks beside her like a proud little bodyguard. He curls up nearby as she eats, forming a soft white ball of safety, never far away, just close enough to watch over her. Then comes playtime. The house fills with laughter, toys clattering, and Cora's bright giggles. And in the middle of all that chaos, Crush stays. He doesn't mind the noise, the tail pulls, or the clumsy baby hugs. He just stays always near, always part of her world. When nap time arrives, Crush still wants to be there. He sneaks under the dresser or hides behind the curtains just to nap close by while she sleeps. We don't always allow it, but he tries every single day. Maybe he just needs to know she's safe. Even bath time can't drive him away. Crush hates water. Even a single splash makes him jump. Yet he sits by the tub, eyes wide and alert, standing guard like a tiny soldier. It's as if he's saying, "Don't worry, I'm right here." And when night falls, their story returns to where it began, tenderness. Before bed, Cora tiptoes over, presses her little face to his, and whispers, "Good night, little brother." Every time, my heart melts. Of course, Crush always tries to sneak into her room once the lights go out. We hear soft scratching, a quiet plea to come in. But every morning, he's still there, patient as ever, ready to start another day with his girl. Watching them grow up together, I've come to realize something profound. Love doesn't need words. It just needs presence, patience, loyalty, and the kind of love that waits outside a door every morning, just to say, "I'm here." If Crush and Cora's story touched your heart today, please share it with someone who still believes in the bond between humans and animals. And subscribe for more stories that remind us of what truly matters: kindness, connection, and the small moments that make life beautiful. And if you're thinking about adopting a pet, do it with your heart and patience. Choose one that fits your home and your rhythm. Because when you give love sincerely, they will give it back in ways you'll never forget.
She weighed less than a skateboard, but she rode it as if she was born for it. Watching her glide forward without a trace of fear, I suddenly understood something very clearly. This wasn't just a cat. This was a natural-born star named Puka. Puka came into our home about a year ago. To be honest, my husband didn't want a cat at all. He had always been a dog person. But I convinced him and said, "Just give her a chance." And the moment Puka stepped inside, I knew this kitten was different. From the very first week, Puka was curiosity brought to life. She raced around the house like a tiny whirlwind, sniffing, touching, climbing, exploring everything she could reach. Nothing escaped her attention. And it was that endless curiosity that eventually led us to clean out some old things.
Come here. Come here, Pooks. Come here. Come here, Boo. Come on.
That day, my husband pulled out his old skateboard's memories from another chapter of his life and leaned them against the wall. Suddenly, Puka walked over, gently reached out her paw, and pushed one. The board rolled away, her eyes lit up. Without hesitation, Puka jumped onto it. At first, she was careful testing her balance, placing one paw at a time. But then, something seemed to switch inside her. Just a few days later, she was riding the board naturally, as if it was exactly what she had been meant to do. And then came a moment we will never forget. Puka jumped fully onto the skateboard and rolled away, no fear, no doubt, no second thoughts. I heard my husband quietly gasp behind me. That was the moment he truly fell in love with Puka. Skateboarding became their shared world. He would roll through the kitchen, and Puka would time her jump perfectly, landing right on the board. It felt like they were speaking their own language, a language of speed, balance, and complete trust. No words needed. We bought Puka a small ramp, just to see what would happen. She mastered it instantly, as if it were the easiest thing in the world. Before long, comments started appearing. "You need to take her to the skate park." At first, we laughed. Then one day we thought, why not? What happened next truly surprised us. Puka wasn't scared at all, not even for a second. She entered the skate park as if it belonged to her. Ears alert, eyes shining, Puka jumped onto the board, rolled across the concrete, and moved as though she had always belonged there. People stopped. They filmed. They applauded. I looked at my husband and barely recognized the expression on his face. Pure joy, pride, wonder. I didn't even know he could look like that. Honestly, I felt a little jealous. But their bond goes far deeper than applause or special tricks. Puka isn't special just because she can skateboard. She's special because she became his little friend, his partner. Through her, he found his way back to a part of himself he had left behind long ago. Now they go to the park together. Puka follows him like a small shadow, then jumps onto the board and races alongside him. He laughs, she purrs, and somehow this has become part of their everyday life. Sometimes I think Puka taught us an important lesson. She didn't hesitate. She didn't wait for permission. She simply jumped on the board and went. Maybe that's the message she brought into our lives. Sometimes you don't need to overthink. You don't need to doubt yourself. You just move forward and let the wind carry you. Puka changed our lives. She changed my husband and probably me too, because it's impossible not to love a little cat who knows no fear, a tiny soul with the spirit of a true champion. If you enjoyed Puka's story, please like the video, leave a comment, and subscribe to the channel for more heartfelt animal stories like this one.